Hi guys, welcome to another video. I'm going to do something a little bit different for you today. We're going to do a combination of things down on the mat, down on the floor, and some standing exercises with a band. So keep in mind, if you are not comfortable getting down on the floor, just go ahead and skip past this one. I've got plenty of other videos sitting in the chair that feel free to go back and take a look at those. But I want to give you something just a little bit different. These are still going to be very modifiable and all level exercises, nothing crazy, but I just wanted to give you something a little bit different. So again, I am going to be incorporating the band into some of these exercises. If you have that available or a TheraBand available, go ahead and use that. If not, go ahead and refer back to some of the other videos. So let's go ahead and get started with a few core exercises. So one of the easiest core exercises that we can use down on the floor is a bridge. And these again are modifiable as far as the range of motion. You're going to lie back, go ahead and relax your upper body all the way down. And the further your feet are from your body, the harder it's going to be. So you can adjust that as you go along, but since we're just getting started here, go ahead and lift the hips up. You're going to start to engage the glutes at the top. Feel that lower back working to hold you there. Then go ahead and come back down. Light tap back down to your mat. Again, lift, squeeze, and back down. And if that's pretty easy, you can move the feet out further away from the body. That feels a little bit too easy for you, don't forget to do that squeeze at the top there, and remember to breathe. Still very important. We don't want to hold the breath. Just breathing evenly through it. Take it at your own pace. Good. Let's do just one more of those. All right, very nice. We're going to give ourselves a nice little stretch here. One or both knees pulled in to stretch that lower back out. Good. All right, so the next level is, if that was really easy for you, is just doing it with one leg. Again, it's up to you. If you prefer to do both legs down, totally fine. If you want a little bit more of a challenge, go ahead and just bring one foot up. And then when we lift, we want to make sure that we don't rotate. So again, you're just lifting up, squeezing that glute on the active side, light tap down. Try not to rotate. Lift and squeeze, light tap down. So you're just relaxing your neck, you're relaxing your upper body. Good, just one more of those. Again, you can move the foot further away from you for extra challenge if you would like to. Let's go ahead and switch to the other side. Feel free to do a few more of those if you would like. Lift and squeeze that glute. This one's going to get a little bit more gluteus medius activation by being on just one side. So that's your stabilizer muscles in the outer part of the glute. Breathe through it, and we have one more. All right, good. Again, we can just pull those knees in. Excellent. All right, so let's go ahead and do a couple of abdominal exercises next. So we're going to start with a V-sit or a boat pose. So the first thing that you're going to do is lengthen your spine, lengthen your back, pull the tummy in, pull the belly button in. Lean back just a little bit. You don't want to lie all the way back and end up falling back. So just lean back a little bit. We're going to start by just picking the feet up off the floor and then see if you can let go. If you need your hands down by your side, go ahead and continue to do that. If you're able to let go, go ahead and do that. Try not to just hold on to your legs though. Now go ahead and bring the shoulders back. Open the chest. You can stop at any time. You're going to feel that trembling that we get with any kind of an isometric exercise. Try to keep breathing through it. Good job. All right, take a little break there. So that one, if it's really challenging for you, you can do shorter ones and then just do more repetitions of it. So if 30 seconds is too much, just go for 3 sets of 10 seconds. That works just fine also. Okay, so let's go ahead and turn over onto the hands and knees. And the next one we're going to be doing is the bird dog movement. So We're going to bring the hands underneath the shoulders and the knees underneath the hips. Then we're extending opposite arm and leg. So start by extending your leg out and then the opposite arm. Hold there, bring it back down and switch sides. Remember to always do opposites so that you don't lose your balance. That is an option if you want to do same arm, same leg, but get really comfortable with doing the opposite variation first. You're going to have some core challenge, some balance challenge here. If it bothers your knees, you can use a little extra padding under your knees. And then again, just remembering to breathe through it. Let's do one more on each side, engaging the glute as we extend. All right, very good. Go ahead and just take a break here, stretch back for a moment, and we are going to move on to plank. So this is another isometric one, a really good one for engaging, holding the abdominal area, and it's also a full body exercise. So we're going to give you some different options for this one. We're going to begin with the elbows tucked under the shoulders so that you have lots of stability from your collarbone. Then see if you can bring one leg up so that you're extending that leg back. You're up on the toes of that one leg. You still have the other leg down. Start with that and start feeling your abdominals engaged there. Now try the other side. Extend that leg back and down. Now let's try both sides. See if you can come up onto the toes of both feet. And just like with the V-sit, if it's too challenging to hold for very long, just hold for a few seconds and then you can do multiple repetitions. Now making sure that the hips are not too high, not too low. You're still breathing. And take a break. All right, good job. So that one is very challenging. If you do prefer to keep the knees down, that's an option also. And then you're just going to shift forward so that you're a little bit more forward than you would be if you were up on the toes. That way you give your abs a chance to engage there. All right, moving on from our ab exercises. All right, I think I'm going to take the sweatshirt off. I'm getting a little bit toasty here. Don't forget to hydrate, everybody. Remember, that's very important to keep hydrating. So take regular water breaks, both when you're working out and throughout your day. Very important. All right, so we're going to move on to the stand-up lie down. And a lot of you know that I like this one a lot. It's a very functional exercise and that you have a lot of options for it. So go ahead and start all the way down. Lie all the way down, and it's exactly what it sounds like. You're going to come up to standing and then go back to lying down. So whatever method you need to use, if you need to use one hand, both hands, if you want to cross the legs, if you want to go out wide, or even if you want to roll over onto one side and then come all the way up, whatever works for you. The goal is just to get you up to standing. Obviously, the less that you need to use assistance, the better, but don't feel bad for using assistance. Now, if you're going to go ahead and roll over onto one side, just alternate each time so that you're not always rolling onto the same side every time. Come all the way back down, and then roll onto the other side this time, if you need to. If you can come back up without having to do that, go ahead and do that. So we're just building that strength and that function in those legs and core. Let's do just a couple more of those. Make sure you have a nice padded surface for doing this. Hardwood might be a little uncomfortable. And come back up. All right, we're going to do one more time. And again, I'm just going to alternate to the other hip. If you choose to do the roll, the side roll, make sure that you're not training just that one side, strengthening only the one side. And come back up. All right, good job. Okay, so go ahead and catch your breath if your breath is a little bit elevated there. And we're going to come back down to the floor. All right, go ahead and hydrate if you need to. All right, next up we are going to do some modified push-ups. So this is going to be a knees down push-up. You always have the option to do it up onto the toes if you would like to advance it. But for today's purposes, we are just going to do it with the knees down to make sure that it's practical for everybody to do at any level. So very similar to doing the knees down plank, starting in the position with the hands wider than the shoulders. So we're going to go out a little bit wider here. Shift your weight forward, and then knees are down, your feet are up, and you're going to go ahead and start bending the elbows and lowering yourself down, and just doing as much as you can. Push-ups are very challenging, so don't feel bad if you're only getting an inch or two down. As long as it's challenging for you, that's the most important thing. Keep breathing through it. Very nice. Let's do one more of those before we take a break. Okay, good. Let's do a quick little stretch back, and then we'll do a tricep push-up next. So triceps being the back of the arms. If you do a narrow hand position, you're going to target more of the triceps versus the wider hand position, which is more of the pectorals. So let's go back up, but we're going to go to, you can even do a diamond push-up if you're feeling up for that, where the first fingers and thumbs are together, or you can do kind of a mid-range, so about a shoulder width or just slightly narrower hand position. Then the key to this one is keeping the elbows tucked in a bit more than you would with a normal push-up. We're going to start again by shifting the weight forward, bending those elbows, starting to lower your upper body down towards the floor. Again, you're going to tuck those elbows in. Instead of letting them flare, we're going to make them work here. Make those triceps work. Keep breathing through it. Keep the abdominals engaged through it. One more. Great job. So again, go as far down as you feel like you can. This is more challenging than a regular push-up, so even just a little bit, you're going to feel it in the back of the arms. So just do as much as you can with that. Okay, so moving on, we're going to go ahead and grab the band. And this is a variation on the cable row that I have worked out from having to be staying at home and not able to use the gym because we're limited on our equipment. And so you can do rows by just hooking your band around your feet. So all I'm doing is just hooking it, hooking it around my feet with my legs extended out. Let's see. Let me get this fixed here real quick. All right, now what you're going to want to do is shorten up your band. So make sure your ends of your band are even. Grab your handles and then grab an extra loop. So you're reaching closer to your feet. Then check your posture. Make sure that you're still sitting up tall. Chest is up. Now we're going to row back. Bring the elbows back, shoulder blades together, and release it out. Keep the chest up. Keep the chin lifted up. And go ahead and adjust that if you need to. If you need to reach down closer to your feet and shorten it up, make sure you're being challenged, that you're getting some good pull there from your band. Row, release, adjust your band, lengthen or shorten as you need to. And you can use the thicker or thinner band, whatever you have available. If you have a choice, you can play around with the different thicknesses. The thicker the band is for these tube bands, TUBE, the thicker it is, the more challenging it's going to be. And sometimes it'll even say on there the equivalent in pounds that it's meant to be. But it's going to depend on how much you stretch it. Let's go for one more of those. All right, very good. So I'm going to take that band out, and then I'm going to do a just a regular kneeling position, but you can adjust this to however you're comfortable sitting. So it's completely up to you how you sit for these next few exercises. We're going to do an overhead pull down next. So I still have the handles and the extra loop of band, but this time we're going to bring it up top, pull it down, and open it out. Bring it back up, pull it down and open it out. So think of a lat pull down that you might do. This one is going to be a bit more targeted to the shoulders, to the deltoids. Make sure you keep breathing through it and adjust your band if you need to, shorten it, lengthen it if you need to. Nice, you're going to be feeling those shoulders working. One more. Okay, very good. Go ahead and give yourself a little bit of a break there, and we are going to go into our tricep extensions. So for this one, let's start with the right arm as the working arm, left hand as the anchor side. You're hanging on with that left hand so it doesn't move, and then you're fully extending that elbow on that right. So again, a little bit more tricep work for the back of the arms there. Make sure that you're keeping the shoulder down away from the ear. Keep breathing through it. Full extension out, very important on this exercise. Great job. All right, go ahead and switch to the other side. Hang on, secure it with your non-working hand. Come out to full extension. Adjust your length of your band as you need to. Take time to do that as you need to. Breathing. One more. All the way out. All right, good job on that one. So a little bit more work for the back of the arm. We'll get to the front of the arm and another shoulder exercise here in a little bit. First, we're going to do a rotator cuff exercise. So that is working the small muscles that are near the deltoid, near the shoulder. These are the stabilizer muscles. So we're going to work on those. You're going to turn your palms up for this one. So palms up for this one. Let me make sure I've got some music going here. There we go. Okay. All right, so you're shortening it up. You want to have the hands pretty close together for this one. Then the key is keeping the elbows tucked in by your sides. So your lower arms are moving and you're rotating from in to out without lifting up away from your body. You don't want to see any daylight under your upper arms. That's the key to make sure that the rotator cuff muscles are working. Again, adjust your tension on your band as you need to. Good, just one more of those. All right, good job. Go ahead and relax that out. Grab a quick drink if you need it, and we're going to take our band and come up to standing for some exercises here. All right, go ahead and step on your band for our first one. Flatten out. Okay, so once you have your band under your feet, make sure that it's under your arches so it's not going to snap you, and then you're going to crisscross your band. So you're making an X in front. We're going to start with some side steps first. So working on that outer thigh, outer glute. Start by bending your knees. You're stepping out to the side and out to the side. So you want to go as wide as you can. Now, if you have lots of room at home, feel free to do multiples in each direction. You can do 2, 3, 4, 8, 10, however many you want to do in each direction. But just for the purposes of staying on the camera, I'm just going to do singles, but you absolutely can do multiples. Make sure that you're keeping the knees slightly bent, and think about those outer glute stabilizers. One more each way. All right, good job. From here, let's work on the shoulders a little bit more. We're going to do an upright row to focus on the deltoids. Come out to the sides. The key to this, to be safe, is to go out wide so that we're not putting any strain on the rotator cuffs. And you want to think about your shoulders doing the movement. Make sure that your neck is staying relaxed, your jaw is staying relaxed, you're breathing. Nice. Let's do one more. Okay, good work. Go ahead and uncross the band. We are going to keep it underneath the feet and step out just a little bit wider here. Next is going to be a squat and a bicep curl. So make sure that it's still anchored securely under your feet. Of course, shoes if you need it. Bicep curl into a squat. Bicep curl into a squat. Of course, you can shorten your band up if you need to. Make sure you're centering the weight as much as possible, sitting back in the heels as you're coming into your squat. Keep breathing through it. Good, just a couple more of those. All right, excellent. Let's go ahead and step off the band now. We're going to do one for shoulder mobility next. This is the put your coat on, take your coat off. A lot of you from class will recognize this. You do have to be careful not to whack the person next to you if you're doing a workout with more than one person. Now change direction. As always, do as much as you're able to do. You can keep it in front of the body if this is a little bit too much for your shoulders. One more. All right, great job. Go ahead and put your band down, and we're going to do a little bit more lower body and balance. All right, so let's start with a split stance. We're going to do some lunges here for the first part. So you're going to take one foot step forward, the other foot big step back. The key to this, to keeping the knees safe, that front knee, is that you're not shifting your weight forward on this one. You're shifting back a little bit. Back heel is lifted up, and as you come down, you're lowering that back knee down towards the floor so that we're not bringing that front knee beyond the toes. Come back up. Now, whatever you want to do with the arms is fine. You can bring them out for a little bit more balance if you want. Keeping the shoulders back, chest up, and as always, comfortable range of motion for these. So if you have any knee pain, go ahead and stay as much as you can in pain-free range of motion. Good. All right, let's go ahead and hold that split stance there. We're going to straighten the legs and work on some balance from here. So we have the heels of both feet down, toes pointed forward. It's going to feel a little bit more challenging balance-wise than just standing in a regular hip-width straddle stance. So go ahead and bring the hands forward. We're going to do our weather vane movement. And then begin turning, shoulders and head. Come back to center. Other side. Come back to center. Let's do each side one more time. Turn. Come back to center. One more. And come back to center. All right, from here, bring the hands into the chest. You're still in that split stance. And close your eyes for a moment. This is your extra balance challenge here. Close your eyes. And open. Great job. Okay, go ahead and shake those legs out. Let me see if I can get you some more music here. There we go. All right, let's do the other side. So other foot in front. We're going to do that same split stance. Go as wide as you're able to, and we'll start with the lunges. So shifting that back heel up, but remember not to come too far forward. We don't want to shift the knee beyond the toes. Go ahead and lower the back knee down towards the floor as much as you're comfortable, and come back up. Again, if you want the arms out, I tend to find that helps me with my posture to make sure that I'm keeping the chest lifted up and not rounding the shoulders forward. Keep breathing through it. Very, very important to keep breathing, especially with strength training. We don't want to hold the breath. Good. One more. All right, so let's do our balance exercise. We're going to straighten both legs, back heels pressing down into the floor. Let's do our weather vane. Extend the arms forward, rotate shoulders and head. Come back to center, and other side. Come back to center. Let's do each side one more time. And come back to center. Last one. Come back to center. Now, final balance challenge here. Bring the hands in and close both eyes. See if you can balance with the eyes closed. And open. All right, great job. Shake those legs out. We're going to do just a couple stretches here to finish off with. Go ahead and take a water break. All right, so we're going to do our hamstring and calf stretch. So go ahead and bring the heel down, lift the toes up, eyes up, chin up. See if you can reach. If you need to hang on to a chair or anything for balance, please go ahead and do so. Go ahead and bend your knee as much as you need to on this one. Head above the heart. And switch sides. Remember, I have full stretching videos, so go ahead and refer back to that to do a complete stretching routine. And come back up. All right, let's go ahead and step out to a little bit wider here. We're going to bend one knee, reach the other arm up and over, get that nice little side stretch there. And then move into your diagonal reach. And your tabletop reach, both knees bent here, reaching forward, shoulders down away from the ears. And hands down, round the back, roll all the way up. And switch sides. Right knee, left arm. Go ahead and get that big old stretch there. Then move into your diagonal reach. And tabletop to center. And down, hands on the legs, round the back, and roll all the way up. All right, go ahead and heel toe back into center. And great big reach up, lengthening the spine. If you're okay with stretching the shoulders back, go ahead and reach back a little bit. And bring it down. All right, let's do one more great big reach up. We're going to take a big inhale. And exhale out. Awesome job, everybody. Thank you so much for being here with me today. Feel free to do a few more stretches if you would like to do that. And I will see you next time. Bye-bye.